The OCM was created by the Metro Council to help encourage the responsible, ethical, and appropriate treatment of individuals under a conservatorship. A conservator's top priority is always to serve the person with a disability, who's called the respondent. In other words, it's your job as a conservator to make decisions which are in the best interest of the person with a disability. This means what is best for them at the exclusion of all other factors. You should not consider as a factor what is easiest or most convenient for you, or whether you or your family might get some benefit. Rather, the decision must be solely focused on what is best for the person with a disability. As a part of your service, it is your job as a conservator to protect the assets of the respondent by making the most reasonable and economical decisions that best serve the respondent. For example, if you are a conservator who takes a fee for your services, whenever possible, be sure to delegate tasks to an appropriate person that can be accomplished for a lesser cost. Another decision you may be responsible for as a court-appointed fiduciary is deciding where the respondent will live. This is an enormous responsibility and is not something to be taken lightly. There are many factors you must consider, such as where does the respondent live now? Where have they chosen to live when they had the capacity to choose? Are they currently able to express a preference? Are there financial considerations that limit what the options are? Where will the respondent be safe, well cared for, and the most happy? Every case is different, but one thing remains constant. While considering the respondent's preferences, the conservator must decide which residential option is in the best interest of the person with a disability. If there are any changes in the respondent's residence, if your contact information changes, or if the respondent passes away, please make sure to notify the probate court clerk's office in writing immediately. In the case of a death, make sure to include a copy of the death certificate. The respondent's residence and your contact information should also be included in your annual status report. The annual status report is a one-page form that tells the court where the person with a disability lives, how they are doing, and confirms that they are still in need of a conservatorship. The annual status report is legally required in every case. The requirement for an annual status report is never waived. There are no exceptions. You must file an annual status report on time, or you risk being held in contempt of court. Even though it is called an annual status report, the first annual status report is actually due 6 months after your appointment. So for example, say you were appointed on January 1st. Your first annual status report is due on July 1st. Subsequent annual status reports are due each July 1st in the future. The probate court clerk's office may email you a courtesy reminder that your status report is due. However, it is your sole responsibility to file the annual status report on your annual due date. Even if the respondent is incarcerated or residing in an institution, you still must file an annual status report. In other words, it's not up to the institution, your lawyer, a service provider, a family member, or a friend to file the report. Nor is it the probate court clerk's office's obligation to remind you. It is your legal responsibility as the conservator to know when the annual status report is due, mark your calendar accordingly, and make sure to file your annual status report on time each and every year. What's more, not only is it your sole responsibility to file the report, it is not legally permissible for anyone other than the conservator to file the annual status report. Only you can file the status report. You cannot delegate this task to someone else. Upon your appointment as a conservator, ask your attorney or the probate court clerk's office for the specific due date in your case. When it's time for you to complete your annual status report, Check the probate court clerk's office's website to make sure that you are using the most current form. The probate court clerk's office's website is circuitclerk.nashville.gov/probate/. From there, you can click on Forms on the left side. Scroll down the Forms page to the section titled Conservatorship, Estate, Guardianship, and Trust Forms. Click on Conservatorships Annual Status Report. You can complete the form either by hand or type, but make sure to fully provide the information requested on the form. Make sure to include your phone number and email address so that you can receive reminder notifications and so you can be contacted regarding important matters. Once you have completed and printed the annual status report form, you can file it with the court in one of three ways. The most frequently used method to file an annual status report is by mailing it to the probate court clerk's office at P.O. Box 196300, Nashville, Tennessee 37219-6300. You can also hand deliver the form to the probate court clerk's office, which is located in the historic courthouse on the 3rd floor, Suite 303. Lastly, you can fax file the form with the probate court clerk's office by faxing it to the number listed on the clerk's website, but please note that there is an additional fee for fax filing. Now please keep in mind that the information contained in this video is not legal advice and should not be relied upon as such. If you have any questions or if you are unsure about your responsibilities as a conservator, make sure to talk with your attorney. Thank you so much for your service as a court-appointed conservator.
The Davidson County Probate Court Clerk's Office now has electronic filing, also known as e-filing. Therefore, you may file your annual status report and any other required documents, such as property management plans and accountings, by electronic filing, mail, hand delivery, or by fax. Keep in mind that fax filing requires an additional fee. To access electronic filing, you can visit the Probate Court Clerk's Office website at circuitclerk.nashville.gov and click on the link labeled e-file. There, you will be redirected to the Davidson County e-filing system. Thank you so much for your service as a court-appointed conservator.